Rank 1, the informer. You are 18 and the KGB has just decided you belong to it for life. A letter with no return address puts you in a gray room off Lubyanka Square, where a calm man slides a page across the desk. A list of names, your neighbors, the men you drink with, your friends. Sign, he says, and report what they say when they think no one hears. No one who signs in this room ever walks back out, so you sign and become a seksot, a secret informer. They give you one rule: the committee never closes a file, and they never tell you how far up that rule reaches. Rank 2, the border guard. You are 21, and the committee owns the edges of the country too. Every meter of the Soviet frontier belongs to the KGB border troops, and now, so do you. Your wire runs through pine forest near the finish line. The briefing is simple: no one crosses without a stamp, and no one crosses out. One gray morning, a man comes running low through the trees toward the fence, a worker with papers stuffed in his coat, running for a border he thinks is a door. Your orders do not care why he runs. This is what the frontier is really for: not to keep enemies out, but to keep your own people in. You do what the order says. Afterward, no one asks you about it, and somehow that is worse. You wanted to serve your country. You are starting to see that here, those are two different things. Survive this, and they move you to the city, to the real work. Rank 3, the Watcher. You are 25, in Moscow now, and you have learned to disappear. You are Narushka, external surveillance, the Seventh Directorate, one of the gray men who follow. A foreign diplomat, a suspect writer, a name off a file. You take him in the morning and you do not let go. 3 teams rotating, a car, a newspaper, a bench. He never sees the same face twice. You learn where he buys his bread, which window his mistress lives behind, how he holds a cigarette when he is afraid. He knows nothing about you, not your name, not that you exist. You are very good at this. And late at night it occurs to you that somewhere in this same city, 3 gray men exactly like you are following someone too. Maybe they are following you. There is no way to know. That is the point. Survive this, and they let you stop watching and start asking the questions. Rank 4, the handler. You are 29 and you have been handed the enemy that never fires a shot: ideas. The Fifth Directorate hunts what they call ideological subversion: the poets, the priests, the physicists who will not stay quiet. Andrei Sakharov, the man who built the Soviet hydrogen bomb, is on your kind of list now. Solzhenitsyn will be put on a plane and stripped of his country. But the tool that keeps you awake at night is quieter than any of that. A man who says out loud that the state is wrong cannot always be tried. A trial needs a crime. So the doctors give him one, a diagnosis. Sluggish schizophrenia, they call it, a disease invented to fit the sane. He goes not to a court but to a hospital, to the Serbsky Institute, and the drugs do the rest. No bruises, no trial, no body. You break a man and leave no mark on him at all. Survive this, and they send you down to the cells, where the marks are allowed again. Rank 5, the Interrogator. You are 33, and your office is in the most famous building in Moscow, the one no one names above a whisper: Lubyanka. Counterintelligence upstairs, the cells downstairs. They bring you a man who was seen with the wrong foreigner, and they give you the one thing that always wins: time. Because that is the secret about this room. You almost never need force. You need patience, a file thick enough, and the simple fact that he does not know what you already know. Everyone confesses. The believer, the innocent, the man who did nothing at all. Given enough nights, they all sign something, if only to make the night stop. You learn to see the exact moment it happens, when the eyes go flat and the fight goes out. And you try not to think about the fact that years ago, a man in a good suit did this to you too, with a page and a cup of tea. Survive this, and they trust you with the work that never gets written down. Rank 6, the Mechanic. You are 37, and the committee also reaches outside its borders to end arguments for good. They call it wet work, and it is done by men whose names are never printed. Take Bohdan Stashynsky. In Munich, he kills 2 enemies of the state: Lev Rebet in 1957, Stepan Bandera in 1959. With a spray gun that fires crushed cyanide into the face, so each death looks like a simple heart attack. No wound, no weapon left behind. A perfect, invisible killing, done twice. And here is what should frighten a man on rank 6 most. It broke him. Stashynsky married, lost a child, and in 1961 walked into a West Berlin police station and confessed all of it, the day before the wall sealed the city. The committee's finest killer wanted out so badly he turned himself into the enemy to get there. You file that away, and you begin to understand that wanting out is the one thing this service will never allow. Survive this, and they will bury you deeper than any grave, under a whole other name. Rank 7. The Illegal. You are 42, and now the KGB takes the last thing you have left, your name. Directorate S makes illegals, officers who live for years inside the West with no embassy behind them, no diplomatic card, no way home if a door opens on the wrong night. Vilyam Fisher lived exactly like that in New York, painting quiet pictures under a dead man's name, Rudolf Abel, until 1957, when they finally caught him. For 5 years he was America's most famous spy, and he said nothing. Then, on a fog-bound bridge between East and West Berlin in February 1962, they walked him one way across a painted white line while an American pilot named Gary Powers walked the other. A trade. That is what you are now, on rank 7. Not a man, an asset. A thing valuable enough to be swapped, and worth exactly that much and no more. You spend your whole life becoming someone else, and the state can hand you back across a bridge in an afternoon. Survive this, and they give you a network of your own to run. Rank 8, the Resident. You are 47, and they send you into a Western capital to run all of it. The station chief, with a whole residentura of officers under your hand. You recruit, you pay, you sit inside an embassy and quietly own pieces of another government, and you cannot sleep because you have climbed high enough now to see the real disease of this service. You can trust no one, least of all your own. Consider Oleg Gordievsky, a KGB colonel, brilliant, trusted, the man tapped to become resident in London itself. He had been working for British intelligence since 1974. For over a decade, the committee's own rising star handed the West its secrets, and no one above him ever knew. Every officer under you could be a Gordievsky. Every promotion you sign could be a gift to the enemy. The higher you climb, the fewer people you are permitted to believe. Survive this, and only 2 chairs in the whole service still sit above you. Rank 9, the Spy Master. You are 53, and you command the First Chief Directorate. All of Soviet foreign intelligence, every resident and illegal and secret on Earth reporting up to you. This is the chair Vladimir Kryuchkov held for 14 years before he climbed one step higher. So you give the order a service this frightened demands, Operation Ryan. Every station you run in the West is told to hunt for one thing, the first sign that America is about to launch a nuclear first strike. And there is the trap at the top. Your officers know what the center wants to hear, so that is what they send back. Alarm, confirmation, proof of an attack that isn't coming. In 1983, it nearly turns a NATO exercise called Able Archer into a real one. You know every secret on Earth and can trust none of it, because you built the machine that lies to you. The boy who signed a list of names at 18 is long gone. What sits in his chair now knows everything and can believe nothing. Survive this, and they hand you the whole committee, and you learn what the very top of it costs. Rank 10, the Chairman. You are 60, and you have it all. The chair Kryuchkov took in 1988, the whole Committee for State Security in your fist. You sit where the men who built this machine sat, and you know their histories cold. Yagoda, Yezhov, Beria, the secret police chiefs from before the KGB even had its name, and every one of them shot in the end by the state he served. The chair has always eaten its own. Then, in August 1991, with the Soviet Union coming apart in your hands, you do the only thing a man who has climbed this high knows how to do. You try to seize it. Kryuchkov and his circle move against Gorbachev. Tanks in Moscow, the president cut off, an emergency committee to save the Union by force. In 3 days, it collapses. The coup fails, and the chairman of the KGB is arrested by the country he gave his entire life to. You end exactly where you began, in a small gray room, a file on the table with your name on it. Because the committee never forgets a name, and it never, ever closes a file. Not even yours. That is the life. 10 ranks, 40 years. From the boy handed a list of names to the old man in the cell. And not one rung along the way where you could ever have simply walked out. The KGB was never a job you took. It was a door that only opened one way. The uniform changes. The trap never does. But a few men did run. A handful of KGB officers slipped the net, crossed to the other side, and lived. And the committee spent everything it had left hunting them down. That is the next file. If it had been you, would you have made it out?